We're here with Marty Gietman,
Yeah.
one of the famous Gietman family. I met your family back in the 60s after I'd come over from Holland, and there were tons of them, your dad, your brothers, and
When did you come over?
1964.
Oh, wow.
And now, then I met your family, your dad, and you
Yeah.
had 4 brothers that played. Tell me a little bit about how did you get involved in soccer in your family?
Well, actually, Pete and Joe, 2 of my brothers, played, I think it was the Fox Valley Soccer Club. I think that's what it was called.
Yeah.
And they had a hard time finding guys. And I was only 16 the first time I played. And they asked me to play, and my sole job in that first game, see that guy there, Marty? Don't let him get the ball. That was it.
That was your training and coaching, eh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't let him get the ball.
Yeah.
Apparently he must have been their big shot.
They knew they'd met him before. Huh? Yeah. But your dad was the manager.
Not right away. Not
Oh.
right away. No, I think it was Willie's dad, Joe.
Joe, yeah.
Joe Hertz.
Okay.
Yeah. He was manager for a while, and he was getting up there in age too. So.
Yeah. Well, now Joe played on the Oshkosh team.
Did he? I did not know.
Okay. Yeah, he did, and so did Jan van Pelt, who played
Oh,
with us for a
gosh.
little bit.
There's
Yeah.
a blast from the past.
Yeah. And then there were so many Dutch people playing on that Oshkosh team, you didn't want to travel back and forth to Oshkosh. You
Yeah,
started your own
yeah.
team. That would have been in 66 or 67.
That could be. I would have been 18, 19 then.
Yeah, you were in college, I remember,
Yeah.
at that time. But your dad was the team manager then.
Yeah.
We call ourselves the Fox Valley Bombers.
That was not right away. We were just still the Fox Valley Soccer Club, and then after a few years, then we became the Bombers.
But we figured we had to have a name.
Yeah.
And I remember Harry Kelderman coming up with that name
Oh,
at a meeting at the Coastline Inn.
Oh,
where
yeah,
we used to have our meetings. And your dad was the manager, but we were pretty much on our own when it came to practice and everything.
Yeah.
Now, you were one of the Gietman families, but you're also related to the Keldermans
Yeah.
and the Copses.
Yeah.
And the
Don't ask me how.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But there were like 4 families that came with tons of people that
Exactly. Yeah.
invaded Kimberley and Little
Yeah.
Chute.
And there were a couple of players from Oshkosh that played for us also. One, actually, John Adema, he played. He was from Eden, Wisconsin. He would meet us if the games were away. He would meet us on Highway 41 at the Eden Exchange.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, John was with Sheboygan, and Sheboygan was kind of on its way out, and he joined us.
Sheboygan was mostly German. I don't think he.
Yeah, well, some Dutch people too. Cor Noordover.
Oh yeah.
We just
I forgot
interviewed
about
him last week, actually.
Oh really?
95 years old. Yeah.
Wow.
And Henry Ross. He was one
Henry,
of them too.
I don't have fond memories of him. But there's players that just don't get along. There's different perspectives on how to play and who you are as you play.
Yeah.
And he was, you don't want to call the Sheboygan team a dirty team, but they were physical.
Yeah.
They
called the Bombers a dirty team.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought they were.
But it was all in jest. It was all in good faith.
They were physical.
We go to Sheboygan, and it was rough on the field. But then we went to the clubhouse and had a few beers, and we were all good friends together.
They had some good ball players. Udo I think was their goalie.
Yeah.
Very good goalie.
Udo, and there were a couple of brothers of his. Yeah. So it was a good group. Now they were around since the 30s, and they've been there forever. Appleton had teams in the 30s too, but that stopped, and it didn't get picked up until the 50s. Till all the Gietmans and their relatives moved in.
Well, we had to have something to do. We didn't play baseball, although my brother Pete was a very good baseball player.
Yeah, he was a great athlete.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that he passed away within the last year or so, huh?
Yeah, a year and a half.
Yeah. And Joe, he worked for the airlines. I
Yeah, so
remember.
you worked out of Chicago.
And he wasn't always available for games.
No.
Yeah. But you were there with us when Boy Sports contacted, I think they contacted Pete and asked if we would help them start a youth program.
Oh, okay.
They had too many baseball kids coming out, not enough fields, not enough coaches.
Okay, yeah.
And then we tried that at Menasha. And,
Oh, yeah.
and you were one of the coaches.
Yeah, I was one of the coaches.
And your brother Pete, and Benny, Harry, and me. And now look at it's amazing.
Look what we started, huh?
Yes, yeah. And I remember you and your brother refereed for a while too.
Yeah, I didn't like that part.
No?
No.
I know.
Too many complaints.
Yeah, oh yeah.
As a matter of fact, for coaching, there were too many complaints.
Really, yeah.
Not from the players, but from people on the sidelines.
Yeah, yeah. We've all done it.
Parents are not fun.
Yeah.
They all think their kids are stars, and they ought to get the ball more. And it's a team game, you know. It's not a one-man show.
Parents like to see their kids score goals.
Oh, absolutely.
And be the heroes of the team, but we need them all over the field, yeah. But I remember you and Pete, this was the very early days of soccer, and Harry was coaching the Lawrence University, the varsity team.
Yeah.
And referee shirts were impossible to find.
Yeah.
You guys had these candy striped shirts.
You know what those were, don't you?
You know?
Those were my wife's work uniforms.
Really?
Yeah. She worked at Park and Market, and they wore those striped, candy striped. I think they were orange and white.
Orange and white, right?
Yeah, and that's what she wore when she worked.
But it was close to the referee shirts, which were in
Yeah.
football they were black and white. And, yeah. And now you can get them everywhere.
Yeah.
Back then we couldn't even find a soccer ball in town.
That's true. That's true.
And you had to go to Milwaukee to get some.
The ball we played with at home was in pretty tough shape.
Yeah.
Because where do you get them?
Yeah. Yeah. So now, were you born here? Or?
No. I was born in Eindhoven.
Eindhoven. Okay.
Yeah.
That's where the Gietmans came from.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, yeah, my dad was from a place called Groesbeek.
Groesbeek, yeah.
And my mom was from Eindhoven.
Yeah. You remember why they moved to the United States?
The deal was apparently that we had my dad's brother and a sister had moved by Kimberly, and another brother. There's two Gietman families. There's another Pete Gietman, might have been an uncle, I don't know.
Okay.
We weren't a real close-knit family.
That was Pete and Bert, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Pete and Bert were both with McDowell back in '66 when I was with them.
Yeah, and then the deal was that my dad, at that time, the Russians had just taken over. They took over Yugoslavia, I believe, in somewhere around '48.
Yeah.
And then the Korean War broke out, and in '56 or '55, '56, the Russians took Hungary. I think my dad said, "That's enough.
Yeah.
It's getting too close for comfort." And with having his brother and sister over here already, they sponsored him. So, and I think one of the cops has sponsored him too.
So that helped too. That you
had relatives. He had a job waiting. The choices were between Wisconsin and Australia, because he had not family, but he had friends that had moved to Australia. Yeah. It's either Australia or New Zealand, one of those two. Mm-hmm. And he chose to come here.
So the mid-50s, that wiped up whole colonies of the Gietmans. And,
yeah, there's a few of us left.
Yeah.
I go back to visit cousins.
Do you?
Yeah.
Now you had younger brothers too, I don't know.
Yeah, Jerry and John, Bert, Jerry and John.
Yeah, did they play soccer too?
My brother Bert thought he knew how to play soccer.
Yeah.
He's in one of those pictures, but he had a good left foot. But
yeah. How about kids? Did your kids play?
No, they play baseball and basketball.
Isn't that something? Yeah.
And one of them played football also. But no, I never pushed him to play soccer.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in hindsight, Luke actually played with me in the co-ed league,
Yeah.
and he could have been a very good player because he knows the game. He sees it. One of the big part of playing soccer is seeing the field, seeing the game as it unfolds,
Right.
and he has that.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is from his basketball. He's a good basketball player.
Yeah, you either have that or you don't.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
You can teach it to people, but yeah, if you have it as a natural player, that's
And my son Dan, he plays it just to stay in shape.
Oh,
But his son, my grandson Jordan, he's a very good ball player.
yeah.
He plays for Oshkosh West.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's your grandson.
Yep, he's a very good ball player.
Uh-huh.
I think, as a matter of, in hindsight, if I look at how I played and how he plays at the same age, he's way ahead of me.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, we've come a long ways.
yeah, the game has come a long way here.
Everything. I remember your dad was making the goalposts back then.
I helped,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
And even UW Fox, who was one of the first schools to start a soccer team, he built their goalposts.
right.
You helped with that as
I
well.
remember, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he worked at Structo,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and we got the lumber from there. The gold posts, I think, were made out of 2x6s, and we glued and screwed them together, and we spliced them so that for the uprights.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting.
But nobody else would know how to do it.
No.
Or had no experience with it.
Exactly.
I remember I wasn't playing anymore after I hurt my knee, and then I got on the board of the state, and they said, "Oh, if you're on board, you can't play with teams." But we had a final game one year at Goodland Field, and we had to win it in order to be champions, and we lost it. We lost the game. But the team that would have, if they would have won, they would have been champions. They lost also. So when I called Brother Ted in Milwaukee for the scores, and he said, "Well, congratulations." I said, "No, we didn't make it." "Yes, you did, because so-and-so lost too." So that was at your house, and I screamed, "We've still won!"
Oh,
And the players were all at your house. I don't know if you remember that.
the one on Mason Street?
On Mason Street, yeah.
Oh,
And
I don't
we
remember.
all went out and got some beer and snacks, and we had a big party at your house. That's probably the late
Interesting.
60s, yeah. And then you guys stayed well, because we got players like Aldo Santaga, Eddie
do
Peabody.
you remember Tino Dragiccio?
Tino, yes, yeah,
Nobody got by him.
yeah.
He was that good.
He was awesome. We had an awesome team back then. But then we won the championship again, and we had the chance to go play in the major league. And I remember we talked about it and said, "You're going to have two teams every Sunday, a first and a reserve." And I remember seeing a game where you played both games. And there were nine players that
Yeah.
mustered up, and you played 90 minutes and played another 90 minutes in the second game. And then midway through the season, we surrendered. And the state association said, "Well, if you forfeit a game, it costs you $50. If you forfeit the rest, we owed them like $500-600 back then." So the team kind of broke up, or we changed to a different name or something. But yeah, that was hard work, playing 2 games in a row,
Yeah,
especially on the road.
yeah. I did that more than once.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was the young
the
guy.
numbers were there.
Yeah.
We just didn't have the numbers, which is different today. Did you play indoor too? And
Oh, yeah.
I used to go to Eau Claire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah. As a matter of fact, the team I was on with Benny, Pepe,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and a couple of other guys.
There was a young Brazilian kid that was in town for
Yeah,
an
yeah.
exchange student. Fantastic player. I remember one year we were in Eau Claire, and you guys lost the first game, and it was double elimination.
Yeah,
And you won the rest of them.
yeah,
and won
we
the
came back
tournament.
to win it.
Yeah.
And Pepe, as a matter of fact, he drove me to the game because for some reason, either I didn't have a car or he wanted company.
Yeah.
And he was afraid to drive back after the game because we were pooped.
Yeah.
We were tired
Yeah.
coming back from double elimination.
Yeah. Playing all day till 9
Yeah.
o'clock at night.
I think
Yeah.
we played the last 3 games straight.
Yeah.
It was tough.
But that was a fun tournament.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I have the trophy.
Do you?
Benny actually wants the trophy, and I might give it to him. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, those were some guys, some English guys in Eau Claire. Soccer wasn't big at all.
No.
But they had some indoor going. And
They had some teams from Canada. They had some teams from Minnesota.
Yeah.
I think 1 or 2 from Illinois, Milwaukee.
It
So
was a
that was
big
like
thing.
good.
We soccer players, and there weren't that many in the area. That was a big thing for us. It was a great tournament,
Oh yeah.
even if you just went to watch.
That's one of the highlights. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that all helped grow a little bit. But the thing that when Pete got the call, let's go, can you guys help us out? And we did, and that started it all in the valley.
Okay.
From there on, it just blossomed. And,
Yeah. Well, I think you were a big part of that. You pushed the proliferation more than I.
Well, I couldn't play, so I spent all my time on organizing.
Yeah.
And they asked me to be on the state board, and I loved it. I loved the organizational part.
I think that was your forte anyway.
Yeah,
From the beginning.
yeah. I wasn't that good of a player anyway, but it was fun. It was something that we felt the kids should learn as well. Now, when you first
I didn't say that, by the way.
when we first started out, you guys had something in the paper to attract players. That was before my time, and there were a couple of them that kind of blended in and stayed. Like his first name was Zeke. Remember that?
No.
He was either from the south or his wife was. Remember that name? Good friends with Willie. And there were a couple of other stranglers that stayed.
Was that big guy standing up in that black and white picture?
I don't think so. He was a skinny guy.
Oh, okay.
And something happened to him medically, and then he kind of dropped out. But he was a hard-working guy.
Okay.
But we would have a practice like on a Friday after work. But sometimes we had 3 guys showed up, and we just shot balls and goal.
Yeah, just kick it on, yeah.
Yeah. And then went for a beer afterwards. But we had fun. We had a lot of parties at the Whiting Boathouse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was a good group of friends, and then all of them helped out when we started to expand. You with refereeing, and new towns popped up. And I think one of the best things we did was go to the 2-year campuses that had teams like Fox Valley.
I played for them, yeah.
Yeah, you played for the university when it was a club team.
Yeah, I played, matter of fact, we went to a game in Rice Lake.
Yeah.
Way up there. That wasn't fun though.
They had a lot of Middle Eastern players who were very good.
Yeah, I remember we got beat.
Yeah, yeah. We all got beat. We beat them once with the UW Fox team that I was coaching, and we got a little help from the referees because one of their best players would take their corner kicks. They had like 10 people from the Middle East and a local guy who was the goalie.
Really?
And they could dribble around us, and they won the season every year, the championship. But that one game, I remember John Lauer and Eight Van Geffen were referees.
Oh.
And this one right winger of them, fantastic player, he had scored 2 goals already. Whenever he would take a corner kick, he took the flag out and threw it.
Oh.
And finally the referees go, you do that one more time and you get a red card. Well, he did it one more time.
You gave him a red card right after?
No, he said if you do it one more time.
No yellow?
No, if you do, he said one more time. You're not supposed to take flags.
Right.
Yeah. Well, he did it again, so that helped us because we ended up winning 3-2.
Oh.
Yeah, I
did not know that.
I don't know if he didn't understand him or what. And these were all high school kids that came out and they, let's try soccer. None of them were real soccer players.
Yeah.
But that's the only time that we beat them. They usually.
Well, it's just like the Oshkosh team. A lot of the African Americans.
Yeah.
They might not have even been Americans. A lot of the African players.
A lot of foreign students. Foreign students.
That's how they got together. And even today, you'll see that in Oshkosh.
Remember the Chinese group?
Yeah.
Tony Welch, he was.
Tony Welch, I remember him.
Yeah, South American, I think, and his brother. And then when we played indoor, because that really took off. Remember James Madison Junior High School?
Oh yeah, played there lots of times.
Yeah, and we got teams from Oshkosh in, and then some of the kids said, hey, we should have a tournament. So we had, excuse me, at Kimberly High School, and Kurt Barnes, who graduated from there.
Good ball player.
Yes, never played soccer
Good shooter.
until he
Good
came
shooter.
to our to UW Fox. But he organized it, and I gave him some addresses. The Bavarians, they came, the Madras from 56ers.
Oh gosh.
And yeah, from there on in, indoor soccer became more popular than
We played a championship game, Tony, at Madison Junior High. And it was against...
Was it outdoors?
No, indoor.
Indoors?
I think it was Parkside, or... It was a championship game. It was us, Harry, Benny, me, and a couple of the other guys against Parkside. I believe it was Parkside.
It could be, because
We were winning 2-1. And all we had to do was play what I call keep away.
Yeah.
And Benny got the ball, went down, took a shot. Missed, of course. In those days it goes off the wall, you can play it.
Yeah.
And the other team came around, tied the game. I was so mad at Benny, and they actually wound up winning.
Oh.
We lost the game. I was so mad at Benny that day.
Yeah.
All we had to do was play keep away.
Yeah. Now Benny, he played too well in his 60s.
Yeah.
But
I see him once in a while.
Yeah. We had an interview with him as well. But yeah, the coach of Parkside was Hal Henderson. And Hal has done a great job promoting soccer at Parkside.
Yeah, they have a good program.
And worked at the scams.
UW Milwaukee has a good team.
Yeah.
Even Madison has a pretty decent team.
Yeah. It's all coming.
Yeah.
At a high school level too. We've been doing.
Oh my gosh, yes.
You know that Chris Gelderman coaches at UW Milwaukee.
I knew he went out east for a while, didn't he?
Yeah, he went to Washington, played for Virginia.
Virginia.
Yeah,
Yes.
played for Virginia,
Yeah.
and then went pro.
Yeah.
With the same coach that he played for 4 years.
Oh.
He played for Washington then. Yeah, he's never had a real job. He's always either played soccer or coached soccer. Now he's still doing UW Milwaukee. Yeah. Hey, it was great visiting with you.
Yeah,
It's
nice.
brought back a lot of memories.
Yeah,
And
a few I wouldn't want, like playing 90 minutes twice in one day. I wasn't fun.
no.